everyone, today here from A.M Again vlogs, kind of just a random vlogging update on this week. This week's been pretty shitty. I won't say all things considered, but just not as good as I would like it to be. For obvious reasons that I'll get into. If you follow me on Twitter, you already know some of it, so I'm just gonna give you an update. Some of this isn't all negative, so don't worry. But I'd be lying to saying there wasn't a chunk that was negative. So, my week started Sunday night. For those who don't know, my PC is right here, and I literally sleep. I listen to, I think I've mentioned this before, I listen to a lot of ASMR, which is that whole tapping, whispering, various other triggers and role plays depending on what kind of videos you're into. And what I tend to do is when I go to sleep, I let that shit run, and then I cut the PC off when I go to work the next morning. Well, woke up Monday morning, PC was off. That's a little weird. PC shouldn't be off. I cut off the power settings so it wouldn't cut off on me. So that's a little concerning. Why is this off? I don't know. Let's find out. It wouldn't cut on the few times I tried to do it. I was like, well, I gotta go to work. Fuck it. I'll deal with it when I get home. Got home. I was supposed to do the podcast, the Juices podcast, because of the direct that happened for Smash Brothers this Wednesday. And long story short, I found out my fucking hard drive died. Which is funny as shit to me, because I could have swore like the week before, or within that week before, I had thought to myself at some point, like, I probably should really start doing another backup of my shit. And then, before I get the chance, boom, my shit is gone. Now, it was weird because it wasn't the traditional death. Like, the death of a hard drive is usually, not all the time, but the most clear indication is the clicking noise you get when the hard drive can't read the disk, pretty much. So, I was like, maybe I can save it. And I have a hard drive enclosure, so what I did is I plugged it in and realized it seems to have connection, but it's not a consistent connection, which was the reason why the shit wasn't booting up. When I was trying to boot up the hard drive off, which is where my Windows OS and everything is on, it would get to the Windows logo, but it would get stuck in an automatic repair loop. Like, I could never just say, fuck it, move forward to, I tried, it wouldn't even let me boot it in safe mode. It wouldn't even bring me the option to do that, and if I tried through the command line, it wouldn't fucking work. So I could get to the Windows 10 stuff, but that was it. It wouldn't even let me get to a login screen to even do anything on the desktop. So essentially, I was screwed, right? Well, luckily, my boss at work, because I work in IT, is a little more knowledgeable than I am, and the one suggestion, there were two things I could have done at work. Now, for those who don't know, a cool thing, and this is a suggestion for you guys, there's a program out there called Clonezilla, which essentially makes a visual image of your fucking hard drive, your hard drive. And so a smart thing to do is to maybe have a clone of that, or like what most people do, back up this shit on extra hard drives. And then we were thinking maybe if I could make a clone of it without actually ripping data off of it, then I could just redo that clone on a new hard drive, which I had, and hopefully that would work. Didn't fucking work, because unfortunately in order to even do a copy of the shit, you would think, well, if it's just a copy, it doesn't necessarily need to read all the intricate details. Yeah, it does. Actually, for me, it was like 3 separate things. It had its recovery disk to copy, the OS to copy, and then the files. Which, it seems like the Clonezilla forces it to like try to boot up normally. So if it has an issue booting, Clonezilla won't work. Hence why Clonezilla didn't work. But a trick that we did find out, that I didn't know about because I never use it, is that if you have a copy of Ubuntu and you load it on your PC, you can trick, for some reason, I think that Windows recognizes that it was an OS hard drive. It had the documents on it too, but it was an OS, it had Windows 10 OS on it. And sometimes Windows won't let you boot it up all the way, because it's like, well, that's two different, you got 2 OSs. I already have my Windows 10 OS. I don't need your Windows 10 OS. And sometimes it does that to protect that hard drive, or protect itself. And so if you boot it up on like Linux, then it won't, and granted, I still had the disconnection problem, but oh shit, it stays up just long enough for me to see that my shit's still there, which it was. The problem now is that I had to figure out a cheat to slowly but surely get all my fucking data off the bitch. But the good news is that I was able to get data off of it. Now, I'm still missing a bunch of stuff, and there's some issues, like, for example, I don't have Sony Vegas anymore. Luckily, Adobe Premiere is a subscription-based thing, and the cool thing is, and this is something for you guys who have Windows 10 to know, open that fucking Windows Live account. Wanna know why? Because if you do, and you buy a new hard drive, guess what? As long as you log in with your Windows Live account, you can transfer your fucking Windows 10 subscription over. So the cool thing is that I learned that, and two, I didn't have to buy Windows 10. And if nothing else, this was a learning experience to me, because one of the things that has been highly suggested and I was going to do when I got my new PC, when I built a new PC, was to invest in SSDs. Well, fuck it. You made me buy one, so I gotta buy a new hard drive. If I gotta buy a new hard drive for the OS anyway, fuck it. So, right now, I'm running my OS on a SSD, which is a solid state drive for those who don't know. And my hard drive has all my files on it. My new hard drive has all my files on it. So, even if the OS crashes and the SSD says fuck me and dies, hard drive has all my files on it. There's a fucking gnat in here. It's gonna piss me off. Some shit isn't just automatically screwed. And this is something I've been meaning to do, but people gotta understand. I bought this Dell PC back, and that hard drive lasted me a while. I think I've had that since 2011, 2012. So that thing's at least 6 or 7 years old. This fucking gnat. You may have seen it on the video. I don't know how good the camera's gonna pick it up. This thing's it's starting to bother me. I didn't even notice it before I started recording. So I've been going through a bunch of drama trying to re-get a bunch of files and fucking shit, and I had to do it in this really ridiculous manner that I'm not going to go too much into because I've already rambled enough about the whole situation. Just, I had to start from scratch, and nothing else. It was a learning experience, and now I have a better setup for my files and data. So I had to lose some shit for it to happen, but fuck it, at least something good came out of it, which is better than what usually happens, which is jack shit and all. I got some more files today, which I gotta bring the hard drive home in the enclosure to do those. But that's the first update. The second update, which is a lot more negative in core because there is no bright side to it, is I was applying for jobs again and again. Not a goddamn response. Not even getting in for interviews anymore, bruh. And the ironic thing is I don't even think it has anything to do with my qualifications anymore. Granted, that's probably part of it, but I think it's also, and it's a reality I've come to just because of an example at my own job, where people are just hiring people they know. They're not even doing it. It's like, oh, my friend's son needs a job. Because you're just playing against the whole fucking cards, the decks and shit. And it's all stacked against you. You could be, and even people who are overly qualified. I have a friend who's overly qualified for a lot of positions. Guess what? She still can't get her fucking foot in the door. Which is insane to me. We're still doing this shit. But that's the issue with the job market of today. Which then brings me to the other thing I've been doing. I haven't really worked on it as much because of this whole fucking hard drive fiasco. But I found a way, and I looked it up. Patreon actually has an API that allows me to create kind of an API a connection between Patreon and my website. So now I can tie in things. If you are a supporter of my Patreon, have exclusive shit on my site that only Patreons can get to. Actually, you can log in under your Patreon account. And when you do that, any posts I have that are Patreon exclusive and you fit the tier that it's for, boom, instant access. That's something I've been wanting to do. The problem is that I need more money to get more servers to put more shit on there. And so that's a cool thing that I can do, and I've currently done, but I can only do it for like small files. So if nothing else, eventually I want to get that to the point where I can like, because I haven't really pushed it on my Patreon at all, particularly because there's not a lot I can upload that's really worth anything. But if anyone cares about that kind of stuff, that is something I'm doing, and if anyone has suggestions of things I can offer that would be in short little videos or files that I can put up, then I'll do that. So the site isn't dead. I'm still focusing on it, and now that I can connect it to Patreon like this, that's even cooler. But that's a side thing I've been working on. The streaming, I've been doing a lot more often. I still don't know which is the better option, Twitch or YouTube. It seems like, because it doesn't seem like, I think I get more viewers on YouTube just because of the channel I'm streaming off of. But still, what you gonna do? I'm just doing life updates. Just a lot of people realize that the video I made about people abusing you for money is based in some current shit that's been going on in my life, which is true, and that's been kind of frustrating. And I don't think that'll end. That won't end until I get a better job and I get the fuck out of this house. Like, that's the reality of the situation. So nothing else. The service is a motivator. It's been a while since I've just done like a life update. I haven't done one of these in a long while. Like, I'll mention it in videos and shit, but I don't actually do full-on life updates like I used to, particularly because people don't give a shit about that, and then that kind of gets into the whole YouTube stuff. Oh, but the one thing I'm going to talk about the Smash Direct stuff in my main channel video, so I'll say that for later. I'm currently migrating a lot of anime stuff over, so I'm going to warn you now that My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu Season 1 stuff will be gone within the next few weeks. Season 2 stuff might take a little longer, but they'll also be gone. So the link is in the description. Is on my channel for the anime channel where I'm reposting that stuff along with like original content, because not everybody has already. Some people have already seen all that shit, and some people want to see new shit. So of course you got to mix in the old with new. And I'm trying to maintain more consistency on this channel and the other channel, because I think what I ended up doing was focusing too much on the game channel. Or let me rephrase that, not focusing enough on these two channels. Because I know one thing that a lot of you guys like seeing from me is those solid discussions. The only reason why I don't do them often is because it has, to me, you can't just keep running on the same stuff on society. It just makes you come off like you're fucking bitter and petty and shit. And you're a grown-ass man who can't get their shit together. Like, at a certain point, I can talk about it, and I still will talk about it, but it's just, you can't do that constantly. Because the moment you dwell on that shit is the moment you can't move forward. You'll just hang and sit there. I mean, hell, I've been saying the same shit about the jobs for a while now. I just don't, it's a reality that is there. I just don't constantly bring it up in my head, because if I do, then shit won't get done. There's not a lot going on. This week is almost over. By the time you're watching this, it's probably Friday. Yeah. Also, I guess the other thing is that I'm trying a new variant in the gym. Where before, my regimen at the gym was to do a combination of arm and leg stuff. Well, actually, that's kind of true. Like, my original regimen was, like, for example, I get on the elliptical for like 30 minutes. Then I do like another 30 minutes of leg exercises, and that's it. The other day I would do like 30 minutes of cardio and then 30 minutes of weightlifting. Another day it would be like 30 minutes of weightlifting and like 45 minutes of weightlifting and like 15 minutes of cardio. What I'm starting to do now is focus days specifically on one area and one area only. So like arms, legs, thighs, calves, shoulders, shit like that. And then seeing how that works, which to me has been weird because the arm days feel so fucking tedious. It feels like I'm in there for like an hour and a half, and it drags. It just fucking drags, because I don't want to just be in there for no 30 minutes. I want to put in the full hour, but it turns into an hour and a half because of the breaks you have to take. If you slam on one body part for too long, you're supposed to alternate and shit. So it's just been a weird experience, but it's had its perks. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I just started trying that method, and I think that's it. I think that's all the little updates I can give you. So I hope you guys are doing well. Tell me how you guys are doing. How's life been treating you? In the comment section below. It doesn't have to be a life update just for me. It's just a life update for y'all too. Because sometimes we just need to talk about shit that's going on. That's probably the reason why I started doing this. I didn't have anyone to talk about. I still don't really have a lot of people to talk to. So I sometimes would come on, cut the camera on, and talk. I have more people to talk to than I used to. Hence why I don't do these kind of videos as much. That and the fact that people don't watch them, and YouTube is on some bullshit. So, but the point is that it's something for us to just kind of chill and chat about. And some people just want to do this at 1 o'clock in the morning like I did. And hang out and just fuck around on the vlog. So, yeah, I think I'm rambling. I'm tired. I have to go to work. And hopefully get as many files as I can get off, because that fucking hard drive started clicking today. And I was like, oh, God, I think I'm screwed. I think it's about dead. I think it's finally going that dan 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 dan. It's crazy how close that sometimes feels to like the wedding song, but that's besides the point. I'm rambling. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. This has been the Vlogs of Game from your boy Terrell, and I will catch you guys later. Oh look, here's a phone. I wonder what this button does.